Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be doing another Q&A video where I take your questions from Twitter and I answer them all in this video. Now, as always, if you want to get involved in the next Q&A video I do, which is a weekly series, all you have to do is go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and every time I ask for Q&A questions, ask your most creative and best one using the hashtag AskBoss, and you might find yourself featured in an upcoming Q&A video. So we got a lot of great questions this week about Rockstar's future, what they might be doing in the next few months, as well as the impending content for Grand Theft Auto Online. Lots of awesome stuff to get into in today's video. Now, before we get started, this video is sponsored by GameState, which is a collaboration with developers who left Blizzard to start their own company and join Lenovo Gaming to create the ultimate tower defense game. And now it's time for Mission 4, Rain Down Her Wrath. So the final mission is here. Mission 4 is called Rain Down Her Wrath. Gwen, the vengeance-ridden tribal-killing Grand Marshal, needs your help to set up her final blow. And what you need to do is select your ultimate favorite ability and write down a killer catchphrase for her to say as she dishes out her finishing move. Now, you can let your voice be heard and actually upload your audio recording of your catchphrase. Now, certainly be as creative with this as possible so that you can have the best chance of having it featured in the game. If you want to learn more, head over to lenovogamestate.com right now and take on Mission 4. You can also send them suggestions on Twitter by following @Lenovo Gaming and using the hashtag GameState as well. Okay, so let's jump straight into things. Our first question is one that I got asked a lot, and it comes from Steven. He says, what do you think Rockstar will reveal at E3? So if you missed the announcement or my video a few days ago, Take-Two Interactive, which is the parent company of Rockstar Games and 2K Games, said that they were going to be making a big splash at E3. And in that video, I did my best to kind of clear up everything you might need to know and information-wise, so I won't go into a ton of detail, but basically Take-Two Interactive, who is the overseer of Rockstar Games, is going to be making a big splash at E3. Now, does that mean that Rockstar will be announcing something? No, it doesn't. Rockstar is just a portion of Take-Two Interactive, not the entire wing of it. So could it be something regarding, BioShock or maybe even Borderlands? Yeah, absolutely. But there's also a chance of it being something related maybe to Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption or in Rockstar's wing of things. So imagine how cool it would be if they announced Bully 2 or Max Payne 4 or Red Dead Redemption 2 or a single player DLC for Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, how amazing would that be? Now, Take-Two Interactive and Rockstar don't make many appearances at E3, but when they do, they typically make giant splashes. For example, in 2014, Rockstar, although they weren't formally there, announced through Sony that they were going to be bringing Grand Theft Auto 5 to the current generation console. I mean, that was a huge announcement. That was crazy to see that trailer drop and to see that Rockstar was going to be coming out with Grand Theft Auto 5 on the current gen system. And that happened at E3, believe it or not. So there is certainly a possibility that Rockstar will announce something, but there's also a possibility that it's another company like 2K Games that announces something that is also under the Take-Two Interactive umbrella. So we are really just going to have to see. I am already so hyped for E3. For those of you guys who don't know what it is, it's the Electronic Entertainment Expo, and it's basically where developers and publishers show off all the awesome new games that they have in store for us. And the week in and of itself is incredible, but now that we know that Take-Two Interactive and Rockstar could be there, makes it that much more special. So I can't wait. All right, moving on. Our next question comes from Hiren, and he says, hashtag AskBoss, what things would you like if Rockstar comes up with a second part of the Executives and Other Criminals DLC? All right, that's a really interesting question. I started getting similar questions when Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2 came out. What would happen if there was IGG Part 3? Executives and Other Criminals Part 2. We get so caught up on Lowriders Part 2. What if Rockstar were to do a second rendition of Executives and Other Criminals? Well, one thing for starters, I'd love to see actual mansions in Grand Theft Auto Online. Not these stilt homes, nothing like that. I would want to see actual mansions, like Playboy mansions in the game. And I mean, it seems like Rockstar gave us the worst possible homes that they could in GTA Online as far as stilt houses goes, because there's so many better homes out there. They just chose to give us kind of the more mediocre ones. So real mansions would be a great start. I'd love to see them make improvements to the yacht. I mean, there's so many community suggestions for the Super Galaxy yachts itself that they could almost create an entire DLC based around those yachts. You could do extra storage for submarines, Pegasus vehicle storage. There's so much you could do to make the yachts better and improve on the awesome awesomeness that was in Part 1. And I also think adding more vehicles, maybe doing some upgrades and changes to the VIP system would be much needed as well. And that would comprise of a pretty awesome DLC. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments section down below. If Rockstar were to do an Executives and Other Criminals Part 2, what would you like to see in it? And what content would you like to see maybe added, removed, changed that was different from Part 1? That's a really good question. All right, our next question has to do with something recent that was added into the game. It comes from GamerFP, and he says, what do you think of Rhino Hunt? And do you think the Faggio is too unfair? Hashtag AskBoss. So Rhino Hunt is the new adversary mode that was added into the game. I'm sure you guys know it's basically tanks versus people in off-roading vehicles with sticky bombs. And for the most part, it's kind of unfair / not balanced very well. The guys in the tank pretty much have a very easy job, obviously, because they have RPG missiles that they can shoot at you, and you're in an unarmored, whether it's like Faggio or I think it's like BF Cruiser, something like that, and Dune Buggy. So you're not in a very well-protected vehicle, and the tanks have a ton of health. So yeah, I think the game mode is a little unbalanced. I'm really not too sure where they got this like theme for Rhino Hunt. I know obviously it's hunting rhinos, which is the name of the tank, but I don't know where they got this. We've just been getting a lot of adversary modes all of a sudden, and I think this is the least fun, at least in my opinion, of the ones I've had. Not saying it's bad. I mean, you can certainly enjoy this if you love throwing sticky bombs at tanks, or if you're a fan of tanks blowing people up that are coming at you, but certainly nonetheless, it isn't my favorite as compared to the ones we've gotten. I'm not sure. I think it's a little unfair for the guys that are trying to hunt the rhinos because in my opinion of the few games that I've played, it really just turns into a dying simulator if you're the guy on the hunting team. Maybe Rockstar will do some tweaks to it to make it fun, but for now, I give it an okay grade. Not terrible, but certainly not a home run either. All right, our next question actually comes from two people. One of them, my good friend Vinewood Motors. He says, do you think with the double RP and double cash, there will be something big for GTA Online or just to get players active? Hashtag AskBoss. And from Connor, who says, do you think there's going to be a big update in March 3rd after the end of Double Money and RP? Hashtag AskBoss. So to be very honest with you guys, I was really surprised that Rockstar is doing this Rhino Hunt week because I thought that a new DLC was going to be announced. And you're right, Connor, there might be a DLC announced right after this week is up. And honestly, that's my prediction. And I think it's FunMW2's prediction as well. He stated that he believes it's coming in about 2 weeks. So in a week, this, Rhino Hunt event is going to be up, which would give Rockstar time to announce whatever they're going to do next. And I think it was for both. I think it definitely got more players active. Obviously, I played all the contact missions, and I would never play contact missions if they weren't Double Money and RP. So I think it was both. I think they are trying to load us up on cash, and I think they are also just trying to get the player base active for what they might be doing next. So I think it's like a double combo on Rockstar's end. Our next question comes from Cosmix HD. He says, do you think emergency services update to GTA Online would be good or bad? And he gives some examples like emergency vehicles and clothing. And yeah, we covered like the slightly corrupt cops update concept a few days ago here on my channel, and you guys seem to absolutely love that. For whatever reason, a lot of people want to be the good guys in Grand Theft Auto Online, whether it's fire department, whether it's paramedics, whether it's police. And I think that'd be a great idea as well, creating like your own little world of being a good guy in GTA Online, since so much of it is focused on being the bad guy, like heists and contact missions and working with criminals. So yeah, I think that would be awesome. I think Rockstar would have to do a lot of playing around with how the system works. Certainly wouldn't be a DLC that they could just slap together and throw together and, just have it come out perfect. It would certainly take a lot of work on Rockstar's end. But yeah, I think it could absolutely be done since there is such a huge portion of the population that really wants to just get involved and be the good guy and have some fun. And I think it could be fun too. Being a cop, being a firefighter, saving people from burning buildings. I know that's getting a little in depth, but I still think that could be really awesome. And an emergency services update could have amazing potential. Up next, we got a question from Nathaniel, and he says, do you think Rockstar are at all limited with the hardware next generation have, and are they limited to what they would like to add? So that's a two-part question. Let me answer your first one first. As far as next generation goes, I would certainly hope not, because they've only been out for about 2.5 years now, and the next generation consoles, they were kind of built at like the best 2013 PC standards. In fact, my computer that I use for like playing games, it was built in 2013 and it runs everything very, very well. So I would imagine that no, they are probably not limited to next generation hardware. Are they limited to what they would like to add? I think they are. in terms of their manpower, what they want to achieve, how they want to balance updates versus non-updates, the creativity of what they want versus what the community wants. I think it's an ongoing struggle for Rockstar to provide things they think are cool, practical, things they can actually implement, and keeping the community happy at the same time. So I think that's almost harder than being limited by hardware, because you have to balance so many other things rather than just, do I have enough pixels or graphics or computing power to make something work? But we all know Rockstar work really hard and that they're just grinding away at updates and DLCs for online. So I'm excited for what comes next. And I think they're limited by just how passionate they are for providing updates for online. All right, and our final question comes from Tanner, and he says, do you think people will still enjoy this game by the time next year rolls around? And I think yes. I mean, everyone keeps writing off Grand Theft Auto 5 and GTA Online. Everyone's like, the game is dead. Everyone's going to stop playing this. Well, why is Rockstar still seeing the numbers they are? Why, are so many people playing Grand Theft Auto Online each month and having these amazing turnouts? It's because people are still playing and new people are still discovering the game. So I think that, yes, each year your player base might drop. That's to be expected with a game that's 3 to 4 years old. But at the same rate, there's still so many people playing. And you'd be surprised how many games can't say that even came out in 2015 or 2016, where their fan base died after a week. And you can't say that about Grand Theft Auto Online at all. The fan base is incredibly strong, and I still think it'll be strong into 2016 and even 2017, as crazy as that is to think. But anyways, that's all the questions that I'm going to be answering in today's Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you want to get involved in the next one, like I said, go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and submit your questions using the hashtag AskBoss. If you did go on to enjoy the video, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily Grand Theft Auto 5 videos like this. With out of the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.